My name's Marianne Kennedy. I'm a musician, a writer, a producer and a broadcaster. Live Music Now in Scotland was a scheme that we all found out about when we were at music college, and it was while I was there that I decided to apply to become a member. I'm very proud to have been the first traditional musician to be part of the scheme, and even prouder to see how the variety of music has blossomed right across the scheme in the years since. I worked with Live Music Now all the way through my latter undergrad years, a couple of years out working on my own in Edinburgh, and I went back for postgrad study to the Royal Northern College of Music in Manchester, and I rejoined with even greater fervour at that point. I had been so lucky to work with two of the greats in Live Music Now, with Carol Main in Scotland and with Isabel Farrell in Manchester, and both of them supported me a great deal as a musician, and I also learned a whole lot through being part of the scheme. I was really quite a shy person. I'm very good at putting on the game face even today, so what I can tell you is that those first gigs would have been absolutely terrifying for me. I don't think of the gigs with Live Music Now Scotland as being the best, the scariest. What I loved about them was that we went to places where we were invited in to be part of somebody else's home or school, or it was their territory, and we weren't bringing them something to be good to them. They were doing us the kindness of inviting us in, and the payoff then was for us to share with them, so it was very much two-way traffic. By far the greatest skill that I learned was to pay attention to other people, to try and stop thinking about myself. It was one thing to perform the music. It was a given that your music had to be of the highest standard that you could possibly achieve, and to think about performing them to your audience, no matter where they were, no matter who they were. Everybody is the same when it comes to what you're expected to deliver. What I did learn was how to talk to people, even when you're shy, even when you're scared, even when you're very insecure about yourself and your ability to connect with people. Trying to remember that what you learn is to not think about yourself, but to think about other people and try to elicit a connection with them, get them to talk, and really everybody is kind of the same, and it becomes just a little less scary then. Without doubt, communication skills were one of the most important things that I learned. I learned how to communicate with people, how to not think about myself, but to think about what others were getting out of the performance. It was very much learning about performance as being two-way traffic. And I realised also that at that time classical musicians were still in a pretty formal world, and to get to that stage of being able to communicate, to be able to talk to people, was quite an ask. So I realised, for all that I was quite shy and insecure, that I came from this parallel world, as well as my classical music, of traditional music, where it was part of the whole package to talk to folk from the stage, to explain a bit about the music. And I suppose it found a very happy home in Live Music Now, and if some of the classical musicians learned a little from that, whether from me or from the many musicians from other genres that joined the scheme over the years, then I'm a very happy bunny. I loved having the Live Music Now office there at the other end of the phone, and at that time that meant Carol Main. She was just a wee tour de force, still is of course, but you knew that you would be offered a concert or a series of concerts, and that everything would be organised so well that there was this confidence in you that you would go and give of your best. And for a young, slightly insecure performing artist, having that safe pair of hands and that trust put in you was a very powerful thing indeed. If you're thinking about applying to join Live Music Now Scotland, if you're doing it for extra gig income, I'm sure there's somewhere else that's going to be for you. If you're genuinely about wanting to make a connection with people, wanting to make a difference with people, wanting to share the joy in music with people, then perhaps this is the place for you. Think about other folks, think about what you might bring to the table, but also consider what you might get from it yourself, because for me, I definitely gained more than I ever shared, and I am grateful for it to this day.